Hi everyone, and welcome to your first of two Theories and Techniques of Counseling class. I'm Dr. Elizabeth Simpson, and hello again, welcome to your first semester. If you haven't already seen me in the Introduction to Rehab 600 video that I posted earlier, well, I say earlier as if you know that this was earlier. So what I wanted to do is just take a little bit of time to review the syllabus and the course schedule. Remember that this is the course that requires you to be on campus in March 23rd to the 27th. We're very excited about the immersive week this go around because Dr. Glenn and I, by way of a grant project that we were awarded, are going to be able to show you all virtually simulated client sessions. And so you can be actively participating with a virtual simulation of a client through this part of the grant that we're doing. So we're really excited for the immersion week, and because that is such a large portion of this course, you'll kind of notice that there isn't as much in terms of a concrete content that you're going to be doing from week to week, I would say, in comparison to the other courses that you have. Now, with that being said, there is a text for this course. It's the Ivy, and Zaliquette text. I just put it as Ivy and Ivy within the chapter readings of the course schedule because for space purposes, really. It's an online text. Typically, people get it the online version. I believe you could get print if you needed to. And so there's nothing this week as we introduce each other and are welcomed into the course itself, and you're looking over the schedule and the syllabus. But there is a discussion, again, nice little introductory discussion that's not worth any points. Discussions for this class are a little bit less in terms of points in comparison to my Introduction to Rehab 600 class. But nevertheless, I expect that you're in there week to week, participating, engaging with your classmates, expanding your understanding of the concepts. The purpose of this course really is to introduce you to communicating with other people. So if you're concerned or nervous, like, oh my gosh, like this is the class that I'm going to actually have to be counseling somebody, or in the immersion week, it's just going to be expected that I know exactly what I'm doing. But that is not the case at all. And so the text that I selected for this class is different than the one I personally select for the 606 class, because this text by Ivy will really introduce you to micro skills. And that's the focus of this class. We really want you to be comfortable sitting in the space of a counselor, comfortable in your new kind of role, if you will, even if you've worked in this type of setting before. There are a lot of things to learn, and so I encourage you to be open to that. I want you to be working on your attending skills, your listening skills, and that's different than just listening as a friend or a peer would listen to you, or you would listen to a friend or a peer. I want you to be focusing on your ability to show and express empathy, which is different than sympathy, right? So we're going to be learning about the counseling session itself, what that might look like. In that typical 50-minute, hour-and-a-half long session, we're going to be talking about counseling as a whole, what a counseling experience could look like for a client, and we're going to be kind of practicing all of these micro skills techniques as we go along. And ideally, once you get to the immersion week, you'll have a nice foundation of what skills we're looking for and what we will be evaluating you on when you're on in the immersion week itself. Okay. Once we get on campus with each other, I'll be kind of exploring some like a real brief review of some of the most typical theoretical orientations to counseling. But in terms of what I provide in this class, again, it's mostly focused on micro skills, interviewing, expanding your understanding of your own self, your beliefs, your values, things of that nature. We'll kind of get introduced to ethics and how we need to be practicing in ethical ways. And then towards the end of the semester, we're going to be focusing on counseling individuals from certain specific groups. So people with disabilities and what that might look like, people with substance use disorders, and people with psychiatric disorders and mental health impairments. At the end of the course, you have a final exam, which will be cumulative, but I promise you I will do my best to prepare you for that exam, and I'm not one to put you through the ringer when it comes to the end of a semester and stress you out even more at that point. So it's 20 points. It's not a ton of points, and then of course I'll be reviewing, I'll provide you with a video review as well. For this class, I do tend to get in and post some video lectures. It may not be every single week. Sometimes there are other things you're going to be doing, like doing your video reflective papers, your sample videos for me, or maybe we're just going to be kind of prepping for your counseling observations. So you may find that I'm not in kind of via video within this class as much as other classes. But with that being said, I'm always present, always getting in and looking at discussions. So, and if you have any questions, you can let me know as well. Just as I do in every class within the discussion threads, there is one specific thread which will remain open for the entire semester. If you have any questions for me, feel free to ask. I think that's pretty much it. Like I said, the immersion week is the one that's the real exciting part for you guys to come to, and we get to participate with each other face to face. A small class again, which I think is pretty beneficial. If you haven't watched the Intro to 600 video of me, I'll remind you, this is my home office. My home office also includes 2 small children and 2 dogs, who are all very loud and noisy, especially this time of day that I've chosen to record this video. So my apologies in advance for that. Other times I'll be in the office recording the videos and my phone will ring or people will knock on the door. There's just no winning with it, unless I did it at 3 in the morning, I suppose. But if you have any questions for me, feel free to let me know. And with that, I'll leave you guys to review the syllabus. If you have any questions, like I said, go to the discussion thread, and content will start on Friday of this week, and that's when the material actually starts, readings and all of that. So just familiarize yourself with eCampus these first 4 days of the semester.